Hi there, I'm Steve Flower from Audient. I'm product and development support for the company, and I'm just going to give you a quick background to the Zen Konsole, which we're introducing this year at Frankfurt. The consoles, the main background to designing the console was to find a way to integrate outboard equipment with your workstation platform as much as possible. So the Zen's been designed from the ground up to work in a modern day project studio environment where they're trying to go back to getting your hands on the mixing console, the intuitive way of working that you find on analog consoles. So that's led us to where we are now with Zen, which is designed to make it very easy for tracking and also for mixing. We have automated faders and cuts. They work via HUI, but it's not a control surface. It uses HUI so that you can use the functionality that you're familiar with for automation within your workstation, be it Pro Tools, Logic, Cubase, Nuendo. You get your familiar environment for editing and entering your automation data. So you've got the 16 input channels. This is a 16-channel console here. There will at a later date be a 32-channel version as well. So the console's got 2 inputs on every channel with optional mic pre's as well, which can be added. You know, we understand that a lot of people already have a setup of microphone preamps, so they don't necessarily need them for their studio, so they're optional. Automation is also optional. There's a non-moving fader option, the standard setup. And the circuitry here is, if you're familiar with the Audient line of products, designed by David Dearden, of past from DDA, MCI, a whole huge history of analog mixing consoles. And each channel has 2 inputs, one that will be for your recording, the second which can be used for your returns from your digital audio workstation. And each channel has a directed output, which is you can pick off from a number of places in the signal chain, giving you a number of options there. You've got cues for headphone mixes when you're tracking. You've got aux sends for your reverb effect sends and for mixing and whilst you're tracking. And also the cue section can be used to get an extra 16 channels of inputs. Each one has has an alt input switch. So whatever you're using on the main fader for the channel, you can use the other input and have that available on the cue section. And then you can route that to the subgroups, which we have available, and then into the main mix bus. We also, though it's a compact console, we wanted to keep the professional master section from larger format consoles. We didn't want to skimp out on the features there. So you've got all kinds of solo functionality. You've got the bus compressor that we use in the ASP8024. It's a VCA bus compressor design. And secondly, we know that a lot of people are liking parallel compression these days, so we've added a wet-dry control, so you can balance the amount of parallel compression you want there. It's also, by popular demand, externally patchable, so it pops out on the back of the console on jacks, and that can be put across any of the inserts on the console. Master section, the monitoring section, you've got 3 monitor outputs, you've got your mono phase. You can also set a reference level for monitoring. A lot of people these days are starting to want to use a set monitoring level to be consistent over a period of time, improve the consistency of mixes by using a standard monitor level. And the switches and pots here allow you to set that up. So that's really a good introduction to Zen, where we came from with the design of it, how it should integrate within your studio setup. If you want to check out more information, head over to audient.com and you'll be able to find a lot more information there very shortly.